This is one video you need to watch and watch till the end.
I think it is high time for the Fulani tribes to evacuate any position in this country that has to do with our security. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not doing this video to instigate hatred in a particular tribe or to paint them black. What am I trying to point out? It is a very good observation that
As you can hear in this video, that guy or this guy, you will watch it again. This guy is not sounding like an Igbo man, neither is he sounding like a Yoruba person. But typically, I can guarantee you that this is from Hausa land, either Fulani or Hausa. But one thing I cannot guarantee you is the call that is making. Is what he's trying to realize with this statement. He says so many things in this video, and one of the things he said is that all the Fulani position should be relinquished. All the position held by Fulani position they are holding in Nigeria as a nation. Now, don't forget that Fulani tribe has ruled Nigeria more than any other tribe in the history of our government.
I think it is high time for the Fulani tribes to evacuate any position in this country that has to do with our security. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not doing this video to instigate hatred in a particular tribe or to paint them black. What am I trying to point out? It is a very good observation that I would like all Nigerians to make. It is hardly to see a Fulani elite or a Fulani elder statesman that sees the criminal activity being carried by the Fulani bandits, Fulani kidnappers, and all the criminal elements that come from the Fulani tribes as criminality or terrorism. It is hardly. They can neither convert it into a movement, or they can neither sympathize with them, or they can neither convert it into a freedom fighting. That is their own perception of that criminal act. But with all indication, if someone attack and armless civilians, unalive them, set their property ablaze, what it is called? What is it called? It is criminality or neither terrorism. But the Fulani elite did not see it that way. It is only us that did not come from the Fulani tribe that sympathize with the victim of such acts. But most of the Fulani elite in the northern part of Nigeria or in Nigeria can hardly condemn these acts and see it as a criminality. And that is why I said it is very necessary for the Fulani to evacuate any position that has to do with our security. From the Senate, any committee on security, if a Fulani man is heading it, please, he should be dissolved. From the National Assembly, any committee in security. Why? Because from their words, they show so much favoritism to the acts of their brothers. By justifying it, neither they are being, maybe they are being cheated, or rather being claimed that they are being unjustified by others, or neither justifying their action, it is a revenge. That is how the Fulani elite are seeing this criminality going in this country. That's just the honest truth. So it is high time Nigerians stood their ground and speak to the presidency to evacuate the Fulani from any political position that has to do with security. Because this criminal act of this Fulani banditry, kidnapping, abducting of people, asking for ransom, have do more harm to Nigerians than the civil war. But most of us can tell the fate of the Igbo after the Nigerian civil war. They no longer hate top position. But what is happening in the case of the Fulani? The other day, the former governor of the son of the former governor of Kaduna State said that justice is serving to other and while it's not serving to other. That's just the gospel truth. But in my own case, one tribe is favor over the other in this country. Nobody can talk to them. They come publicly to show their action, to show like they are the backbone or pioneers behind all this terrorism that they are gullibles and criminals brothers in the bush doing. So thank you.
Yes, I can tell you convincingly, and by history, you can check it and see it yourself, that it is the Fulani tribe that have ruled this nation more than any other tribe in Nigeria. But this is not to say that if things are going on with a particular tribe, we must not talk about it. The anger of the people is that whenever these people strike, the Fulani herdsmen strike, and the bandits and the terrorists strike, we don't usually see a strong, a strong Fulani elder or leader come out to condemn or to criticize them. So these are the things that people are putting together to sum up or to conclude that whatever that is happening that is emanating from the camp of the Fulanis, either from the bandits, from the terrorists, or from any that is having negative impact in the society, they are being backed up by their leaders. Though somebody like Sheikh Gumi came out the other day and raised a curse on people that are behind the banditry and the terrorism in Nigeria. He said that the wrath of God, the anger of God, the anger of Allah will descend on them and save the innocent. So this is one way to exonerate yourself from negativity. So, but people, it is quite hard for people to believe that these people are not part of it due to the antecedents. Don't forget that he is a broker or he is a negotiator between the government and the people. Sorry, and the terrorists, or the terrorists and the government with the people. I don't know how to put it now. Or the victim, a negotiator or a mediator between the victim and the terrorists. He is the only one that can access Zabisa Forest. He is the only one that can go as far as Zamfara, Katsina, to talk to these people, to tell them to give them ransom for people to be free from their captivities and all that. So this is not what we are actually talking about. But what we talk about today is the Fulanis to quit their position in Nigeria. So if they are to quit position in Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, I don't know who he is. Okay, let me not even go that route. Let me start from the beginning. You don't forget that Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, who ruled in Nigeria from 1960 to 1966, before the Aguiyi climbed the power, is from Bauchi State. So as I mentioned in their name, you cannot do your own work by separating Fulani from Hausa, because as far as we are concerned, they are Fulani Hausa. This is how we call them and this is how we know them. So it is not my job to actually separate them. Then in don't forget, we have Tafawa Balewa, 1960 to 1966. We have General Muritala Muhammad, and he's from Kano. So it's up to you to know whether he's typical Hausa or a Fulani. He ruled Nigeria, and that was about 1975. 1966 to 1975, after the Aguiyi saga and all that. Then we have after them we have Olusegun Obasanjo. Thereafter we now have Shehu Shagari, who is from Sokoto. This one is typical Fulani, of which that everybody know Shehu Shagari is a typical Fulani man from Gwari. Now after that we have Shonikon. Shonikon is a Yoruba man. So let me just mention. Then we now have Sani Abacha. So Sani Abacha is from Kanuri or so. Kanuri. So it's up to you to separate it. I told you we Sani Abacha 1998 to 1999. Don't forget that that very rigorous year that our forefather and our brothers and uncle told us about. Then thereafter we have Yaradua again. We have Yaradua. We have Buhari. And Buhari is typical Fulani man also and all that. So you could see out of few, or out of about 14 or so, we have 7 Fulani of Hausa man that have ruled Nigeria so far. So calling for these people to actually relinquish, to actually quit their position in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, okay, where I don't know actually know where he want them to go and all that. But I understand his plight. I understand where he's talking from. And I want you to drop a comment on what you feel about what this guy is actually saying, that the no strong leaders from the Fulani is criticizing what these people are actually doing. But we remember Abubakar, Atiku Abubakar criticized the killing of this guy in Sokoto the other day, but not up to 24 hours, he had to pull the criticism down from his Twitter or from his social media handle. So these are the things that we're talking about. I can go on and on and give you, bring up some examples for you. Even the so-called the emirs, the all the leaders, you can all actually see them criticizing. Even this guy, former CBN governor Sanusi did not actually come out, boldly or directly and said all these things. I don't actually know why, whether they are afraid of the bad element among the Fulanis and the Hausas. We don't actually know, but people care less about what they say. Sorry, care less about their silence than what they say, because what they say will actually go a long way, because we all know the Fulanis, they like a man to speak, then they follow. They are like soldiers. When one person speak, they follow. That's why I see Shakarau gained so many of the Northerners, because he was preaching the gospel of Boko Haram to these young youths, to these young guys, and they were buying the idea, and nobody could stand up and say, yes, this thing you are doing, you don't have future in it. It's leading to destruction, destroying people's life, can have no way benefit your life, benefit your future. Rather, it will subject this nation to hunger and to panicking. And this is what we are facing today. Because the then leaders, even the Shiite leader, what are they actually doing? What are they actually trying to achieve? This is why you see Trump is not actually happy about what is happening in Nigeria, because Nigeria is operating two constitution. We have Sharia, we have and Federal Republic, Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So if these people actually want to carve out themselves and go and govern themselves with Sharia law, why not? Why just this is a social and political conflict as far as Nigeria is concerned. So this is what we are talking about. But I want you to listen to this guy, and we will come back again to analyze more.